What's going on, guys? Welcome to another video. Thanks for joining us. Me and MademB here for another edition of the MademB and Narik reviews.
Hey, live.
Hey, live. We wanted to go ahead and talk about the Jeepers Creepers 3. I did do a separate review of my personal feelings on it, but we want to go ahead and touch on this movie also together. So, please tell me, what did you think about this terrible movie?
I loved it. It was great. They couldn't have done a Jeepers Creepers better. You know, I'm bullshit. No, I did not like it. I'm waiting for the big jump off in this movie, the climactic finale, all of that, like in 1 and 2, and it did not come.
Okay, the premise of Jeepers Creepers 3 is it's set in between the events of the first movie and the second movie, and it follows. It's following two storylines, seemingly two storylines. Three storylines, I'll say. One storyline, which is the cool one, is there's this task force, and these people banded together to finally hunt down a creeper and put their foot in his rear end. And I'm trying to cuss. And it's a cool concept. There's the second storyline where there's this old ass woman, cussed, and she somehow, something on her property is tied to the creeper's origins, which he is desperately trying to protect because he don't want nobody to know his origins. And then there's this third storyline where it's just like that old lady's granddaughter and her relationship to this dude. There ain't really no story in this movie. This movie is just a bunch of random events that happen. Everybody came to watch this movie just to see the creeper take on these guys who are trying to hunt him down, and they will forever be damned at how disappointed this movie was in that aspect.
It probably would have made some sort of sense if they wanted this to be an origin story, which it was not. Maybe like in the first one, when he came to that old lady's house, that maybe if that old lady would have been her, or I don't know.
No, but she died, remember?
Yeah, the woman died, but if they would have just mixed it up a little bit. Now for the another part, this happened after the first movie, right?
Like right after it.
Right after the first movie, it does not make any sense.
No, I can get behind that.
How?
Because think about it. It was following the sergeant guy.
Okay, but he was...
Like the police force and stuff, it was following them, kind of.
Okay, that was after... Okay, after he took Derry.
And that's when they actually learned about it.
And then, over the next, 2 days?
I don't even know. I thought it was 1 day. I actually thought it was 1 day.
At the end of the first one, he did that thing with his face. That means his time was coming to an end.
No.
Really?
That right there, he just does that. He just does it when he gets pissed off.
Okay, I thought that meant his time was coming to an end. Because if that happened, he done it at the end of the second one too.
No, at the end of the second one, it actually covered it his whole face. Yeah,
I know he did that, but then it covered up. That means his 23rd day was at an end. Okay, then maybe. Okay.
It would I could get behind that because people like the police department, which would have never believed it, actually saw him, so it got them to take up arms. Mm-hmm. Fine, I was good with that. One thing I didn't like about the Stan character, what's his name? Stan Shaw? Yeah. One thing I didn't like about his character was he said that all of this stuff happened before, which I would have been cool with. Problem is, he didn't give no evidence. He said it was one disappearance. That was it. He didn't say where he didn't come out with a whole notebook full of people that have been disappearing over the years. Mm-hmm. That would have made the scene more believable. He was like, well, 20 years ago, this one kid came up missing, and that's proof. And I'm like, really?
20 years ago, I was 23.
Well, you know what I'm saying. 23 years ago, the old ass lady, her son was abducted. And Stan's character, Stan Shaw's character, he, I guess, was a part of that investigation. But I'm like, if you know this thing had been around, you would have been collecting like documents of it and stuff over the years to get a pattern for it. Because remember at the end of the movie, Trish had a whole bunch of news clippings about it and stuff. And like if she'd have presented you with the evidence, you'd be like, yeah, this dude said, well, 23 years ago, one guy came up missing. I'm like,
well, they just made a fool out of Trish because she was just.
I didn't like what she said. She was like, come and get me, you SOB. And I'm like, one, he don't watch the internet. Not to our knowledge. And two, why would he come get you? He didn't want you the first movie.
Right, because he was like, he goes by your fear. I'm like, okay, but she wasn't scared.
Yeah, so, she was. It's just that not every. Yeah.
What she said was, when she said it at the end of the first one, it made it seem like she wasn't scared of him, but she just didn't have what he wanted.
Yes.
So at the end of the third one, she has made it seem like, you know what, I'm not scared of you, so you know what, come after me. But he didn't want you in the first place. He wanted your brother, which he got.
Yeah.
So, this whole, the woman seeing her son as a ghost.
No, that was a waste. That was a waste. The only person that should do anything psychically in any of the movies, which I would have liked Giselle to have been in the second movie, because it would have made sense, is she should have been the one to seen her son. Seen that lady's son, and possibly tried to warn them about that. That would have made more sense.
Yeah, because she was in the first one, they just thought, of course, she was just talking crazy.
And then it seems like every time there's a Jeepers Creepers movie, there's a different person that has visions and stuff like that. No, you establish Giselle can see the future or whatever. I can understand her trying to save people throughout the movies. So they wasted her character in.
So the second one, that was the bus.
That was the girl.
The third one, of course, that was like right after the first one. So she would still be up in there, and it was because it's still going on. He's still killing. So she'd come back. Well, I told y'all to believe me. Y'all. But no.
In fact, she should have been helping them with the investigation because she tried to warn them.
And that's what the police said. He said, well, she helped us out with a couple of missing persons case years ago. But no, she wasn't even. Her mentioned nothing.
They screwed Giselle. And I didn't like her in the first movie because of how the character was portrayed and the stuff that she did. But anyways, there's the whole origin story aspect, which there is no origin story. They don't have it. All it is, the origin revolves around the creepers, one of his cut off hands. And somehow, if you touch it, you get to see everything about the creeper. That didn't make any sense.
See, the reason why I did not get that, because I just thought about it. Over the years, he done lost many a body part. You would not think he never lost a hand. That's stupid.
And I still don't understand how in the hell he lost a hand in the first place. He snatched the guy up.
You said the guy had a knife, so he probably cut it off. The hand fell. The dude took it. I mean, of course, it's gonna form as his skin. It could have been somebody else's hand. They should not have made the hand so important.
Now, I kind of liked in the first movie. They kind of had the first movie and the second movie had some deleted scenes where they were going to kind of explore origins, and I kind of liked the way that they were going to go with that. One of them was going to be like in a vision, and the second movie was going to be in the vision, and the girl was going to see kind of like a little bit more of his backstory and stuff. And I like, again, Giselle. They should have had all this link with Giselle.
Right.
Because if there's anybody in the whole series that could possibly help defeat him, it would be her.
Yeah, they didn't introduce nobody else. And the girl in the second one, it's like she like, why would you make her have a vision?
All of a sudden, there was nothing built up to it saying she can have a vision. Like, I don't understand that. In this movie, if you wanted to see the Creeper be more active, he's more active in this movie.
I guess he was trying to lose some weight because he was a bit chubby.
Yeah. And the script was terrible. This writing, absolute abomination. They emphasized his truck almost as much as they emphasized him. The truck acted like it had a mind of its own.
The truck was very important in this one, I guess.
It was booby trapped. And it's like, how can you have booby traps like that? Like, okay, it's like a regular truck, and there's like this much room for the roof. So the door's open, and if a person gets near it, these claw things come out. And I'm like, where? Not claw things, the bars come out like this, but they're sharp. And it's like, where did they come from? And then one of the tailpipes, it's like 3 tailpipes. Not exhaust pipes. Mm-hmm. And this rope shoots out with one of his like cool looking knives attached to it, and it's like a homing signal. Because at first it was like, no, it wasn't, but it was the part where this boy was driving away on a motorcycle, and I swear it curved with the way the boy turned, and then it hit the dude, and I was like. Now, remember in the second movie when the dad had the knife, and the knife just all of a sudden flew out his hand and hit that limb. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what they.
I mean, yeah, of course. His weapons, they're linked to him. He could have just picked up the truck somewhere.
But it's like, but this one is, but there's nothing. They've never actually emphasized him being able to do that stuff. Because in this movie,
the weapons they're
like linked. They're like mental link. Like what was like he can like do like this, like it's the Force or something. Like he's Aladdin. You know what I'm saying? Do some stuff. I'm sorry, that Aladdin. But he just, and then it was when you actually do get a scene where the task force is somewhat fighting them. It's ridiculous. They try to shoot out his tires, and with a rifle, and it doesn't penetrate the tires. Doesn't make any sense.
He had them tires like they did on Demolition Man, auto inflate.
They was like auto deflect. I was like, gosh. The rifle ain't doing nothing. And then what happened? I swear, this doesn't make any sense. Armor-piercing rounds from a Gatling gun. That truck would have been shredded. There's no armor he could have put on that truck like that. If it was like one of those military industrial things, fine. But no, was not it. I mean, and the bullets literally bounced back. No dents in the windows or nothing. Mm-hmm. And then just every bullet just bounced off of it. And I was like, wow, really? And then what was the most ridiculous thing we saw? The little bombs. The little balls that fell out the truck and then targeted who they wanted to blow up. And they would literally roll after them. Now, the 2 sergeants did speed out the way of that. Mm-hmm. But what happened? It actually turned around and started following them. I was like, really?
It came back, and it was like, boom.
Most of the characters in this movie, you're not going to give 2 shits about. I'm sorry.
I didn't.
There was nobody. The grandma lady did not like her. She was just over the top. She was just stupid. She was just there. I don't know who decided to write a character in there. It seems like they always got to have some crazy nut in these things in some kind of fashion one way or another. I don't know. I guess people said they liked the crazy old woman from the first movie and that they missed that crazy old woman in the second movie. So they decided for the third movie to bring another crazy woman in her. And it just did not work. The granddaughter, and I messed up every single time I said it. The granddaughter did not care about her. Her little love interest with the dude down the street, did not care about it. Her friend and her friend did not care about him. Her friend's brother that ends up meeting the creeper did not give a damn about him. No. Didn't care about nobody. Not one person outside of the 2 sheriff guys. That's it. I just don't know what to say about this movie.
I mean, you would expect some, even if they said origin. Did they actually say this movie was going to be an origin story?
They say he's going to fight the task force to protect his origins. But in the progression of the movie, 2 people learn of his origins, but nobody says anything.
Yeah, I want to see some flashes so bad when their eyes roll back.
Yeah, some flashbacks. Or talk about it or something. If we don't see it, tell us what's going on. Hey, the Creeper has been doing this for centuries. It first started in Istanbul or some crap. I don't know.
Right. All he said was, swallow your fear. You got this hulking man coming at me. I'm supposed to swallow my fear.
This is not After Earth. And it took Jaden Smith the whole damn movie to learn how to do it. Gosh. And I don't even like him because he can't act. Man, but this movie is just a big disappointment. Whoever greenlit this, you suck. You just like you. I'm sorry. I'm not the person to say you don't deserve to do another project. But movies like Jeepers Creepers 3, Victor Salva, you just killed your career. The guy that decided they want to do Alien Covenant, you just killed your career. The guy that did Live Free, Die Hard. No. Not Live Free, Die Hard. A Good Day to Die Hard, killed your career. Come on,
the end was stupid.
The ending leads off into the second movie, and it's interesting. At the same time, it doesn't make any sense because the love interest dude gets on the bus with the basketball players and stuff.
And whatever they.
But the thing about it is, it's like that doesn't make any sense because when everything was happening in the second movie, he didn't say anything. He didn't say, "Hey, this guy has been like swooping the fuck out of people and kidnapping."
There were the students who got a lot of screen time, and then there were just them, the students. Maybe he was just one of them.
That's what I wanted to say. He still didn't say anything.
So,
it'd have been different. It would have been different if he had not seen the Creeper. But he actually saw the Creeper.
He interacted with it. He stared in its bloodshot eyes. It's like nothing.
And it's like, who decided this was a good idea? I'm not sure. Like I said, he does a lot more killing in the movie. They got this weird thing where they keep emphasizing him throwing those shuriken things because he does it like 3 times in the movie in slow motion. He does, and he got, what was it? They show him using his axe more, which he doesn't really use it. They show him carrying it and running with it a lot. They show him use this spear thing, which for some reason he's like Leonidas from freaking 300, and he's zoos like hitting people on the mark.
All of it's like in the daytime. You get like
I don't mind if it was in the daytime. I didn't mind it.
No, but I'm just saying it was kind of weird. You got 2 movies at night, basically. I mean, the second one started off where you got that little boy in the wee hours of the morning.
I mean, each one, it kind of starts off in the daytime, but it ends at night.
Yeah, but it was...
This one, like, it started off at night and then it ended in the day.
He gets a whole lot of daytime scenes. Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
And I think that's kind of was the problem with the film was it was so much of him that you didn't really give 2 craps about the characters. And I also think it was... the characters too. Like I said, if they had not introduced that old woman into this, it would have been okay. If they would, it wouldn't. Okay, let me rephrase that. If they had not introduced the old woman the way they did, if she was not seeing her dead son, but she was actually interacting with her daughter, and you can see they had a great relationship, and possibly they heard what happened over the radio, and there's a bit of a concern. Like, and that was another thing I didn't understand. This happened, but like nobody knew this happened. Like all this stuff went off at the jail, but there was like no news about it. Nobody knew what happened. Also, what was the one scene? And when there actually is where people actually kind of know what's going on. What was the one scene where the people were under the cars and stuff? Mm-hmm. That didn't make any sense. I'm like, why would you be under the car? He snatched one of your dudes up. I ain't getting under the car. I'm going in my house. Mm-hmm. Like, that part didn't make any sense to me either. And it's not like the cops, like, let everybody know that, look, y'all got to watch out for this certain truck. Call us if you see this truck. You know, let us know what's going on so we can coordinate with each other to go ahead and try to stop this dude. And this movie is I don't know what to
They
say.
were talking about a fourth one. Y'all shouldn't even have that in your head. Y'all just...
I would go with a fourth one. Only thing I don't want Victor Salva to do it.
Okay.
He directed the first 3 ones. He don't need to do this.
You leave off the third one like that and all in the third one, then you want to do a fourth one?
I only do it if it's good. I would only agree if it's good. Now, if it sucks, I'm going to ostracize it. I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to talk about the director. I'm going to talk about the writer. I'm going to say you suck. And again, I didn't say it before, but the performances wasn't really much nothing anyway. It was nothing compelling. In fact, he was kidnapping people, but not killing them. But was surprised when the people were still alive. Like the girl the granddaughter, he kidnaps her but doesn't kill her. Just like the boy who got hit with that knife thing. The granddaughter's friend's brother. He had him in the van too, so they're both actually alive. And the dude gets killed off in a dumbass way. Like how that big old spike, that long spear thing come out the seat like that.
That's not, it doesn't...
Like that don't make no sense. But like, what was so important about that girl? And this is what got me. The movie kind of makes it seem like their family was kind of important in some kind of way, which was kind of touched on because the grandmother seeing the dead son, and then when it came to that part with the creeper, he specifically stole that girl. I mean, yeah, he was,
Sniffing.
Yeah, he stole that girl. So you're thinking, okay, she's important some kind of way. Nope. Not at all. She's not important even to the creeper. I mean, good God. This movie was just such a disappointment. I don't know what to say.
After all that, you still don't know who he is.
They did not do much of nothing. And then when a climactic battle finally gets down to it, it's kind of cool how it's kind of set up. I will admit that it was kind of cool how it was set up. It was set up where the 2 sergeants are like the last man standing against him, which is kind of messed up because all the other people wasn't even there. There was nobody there but them 2. The sergeant from the first movie is trying to shoot at the creeper while the creeper's coming at him. The scene is kind of stupid because the dude's shooting at him with a shotgun, and he's shooting the creeper with a shotgun, but he's shooting it as if it's like shooting like 1 bullet. And it's like, no, it's a shotgun, so it's going to be some spread. And you're kind of far away, so that spread is going to hit you. And it was like the creeper, that was like, what was it? The creeper all of a sudden does some anime crap and blocks it with his axe.
He did the Wonder Woman, but he had an axe.
Yeah, he said, ching. I was like, that's a shotgun. It should have probably hit you in the face. What happened? Shot his hat off. I'm like, that should have hit you in the face. And then what happens before the creeper can get to him? The other sergeant guy's like, hey, over here.
Hey, creeper.
Okay, now that was a part where I was talking about where it was deflecting bullets. There was a truck driving towards it in this big chase sequence, and it had a Gatling gun on it. So even though the truck was kind of trashed, I guess the Gatling gun looked like it was still operable. It could still operate. So the other sergeant guy goes over there. Stan Shaw's character goes over there. When he calls to the creeper, he's not even on the truck. He ain't even got the gun aimed at the creeper. And I'm like, why did you call to him then? You ain't even ready. You would think, this how the setup would be. You would think he would use the white guy for the first movie as bait. Go over there, get on the truck, point the gun at the creeper, get his attention. Might even need to get his attention. Just start shooting. What'd he do? He wasn't even on the truck ready. The gun wasn't in position. It was jammed. I was like, really? Yeah. So we get this thing where the creeper does this awesome look. That's like the only part, next to like 2 other parts of the movie where he looked cool as hell. And he just looks at him like this.
Like, really, dude?
And I mean, literally, he looked like, Looks at the guy, charges at the guy, does this slow mo. This whole time the guy
running first.
Yeah, if the whole time this guy's trying to readjust his gun because it's still jammed. Creeper jumps up into the air with his wings out, about to do this like fatality from Mortal Kombat on this guy. The guy manages to pull a gun around, shoot the creeper as he's falling, and the bullets don't do anything. I'm like, not only should those bullets have been ripping him to shreds, not just going through him, but literally just like stuff like that. They should have been knocking him, like the force of the blows should have been knocking him back. He doesn't weigh that much. They can't. Him falling towards those bullets why they come at him with that much force, he don't weigh no 1,000 pounds. It's, you know what I'm saying? That bullet should have just took him back. Mm-hmm. Nope. He falls. The bullets go through him as he's falling. Falls on the guy. Basically kills the guy, which you don't even really see. And the scene that you see him land on the guy, he hit the guy in the head with the axe. It's like right here. But you don't see it. You see him land with the axe like he did like this when he fell on him. So the axe was like behind the guy's shoulder. But you don't, and you see this long shot of him, and you say, okay, which one's gonna get up? Creeper gets up. And then all of a sudden you see, which I will admit this was pretty cool, gets up, walks away, holds his hand back.
You just start dragging.
And then you see the body like come up with the axe in the guy's head, and it just like force flies back into his hand. And I was like, oh, that was bullshit. I was like, you killed the guy, but then the movie ends off as if everything's A-okay. Right. Like they got rid of the threat. And then the creeper gets this note after he finally goes to get his hand back, saying, we know what you are, we know your origins, we know how to hurt you, whatever. And then he starts like, no! And I'm like, why should he give a shit? He can easily go in your house and kill the shit out of you.
Right, which brings back to, how is that your hand, dude?
Anyways, look, this is longer than what we usually go with, but I don't care. We had to talk about this. We have to talk about this. This movie is dog shit. It's terrible. I wanted to cry. I was going to have like a nervous breakdown. I think I'm going to have a nervous breakdown now. I want to be like Rambo Rap for life. I wish I had a can of soda right now so I could just punch it over the DVD so I could just something. But okay. Anyways, guys, in the comment section below, let us know what did you think about Jeepers Creepers 3, as well as our assessment of this failure. This complete and utter failure. Like I said, let us know. Also, be sure to hit that like, share, subscribe, and that notification button to get the best of what's going on here on the Narik Chase channel. And join us later on today. Hopefully, we can go with another break of debates. And possibly, we might talk about Jeepers Creepers again.
No!
But anyway, all right, guys, we will see you later. Thank you for taking the time to hear us out. Peace out.